And we are live. Hey everybody, welcome to YouTube land. Thank you for coming to the channel. Tonight is just a members only chat because I'm making up for last night that I had no Wi-Fi. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here. Thank you for joining. Hi to everybody in chat and everybody that's just watching that isn't able to chat tonight. And then I just want to say a great thank you to PJ Cruikshank for joining a Patreon. Really do appreciate it, dude. I'm so excited and happy to see the Patreon is growing. Thank you for all the supporters of this channel. If you haven't already, please just do hit that like button and share so we can get it out to a wider audience. Tonight's discussion, I was thinking, is the globe religion based? Because, well, if you look at the globe history and what its foundations are built on, everything has got to do with the globe being religious based. It's faith based. Hey Lumpy Gas in a Vacuum, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Michael Khan, PJ Cruikshank, Gary Wabenga. Let's see, yeah, and that's it in the chat. Thanks everybody for else that's here watching. Why I would say the globe is faith based is simply based on how can I put it? If you are a child and you grow up, what do you see on television? From when you grow up, every single thing you see on the television shows space rockets moving and the globe. It doesn't matter even if the show has got absolutely nothing to do with space or a globe, it would somehow push it into that. What happens when you go to a school? They will show you with books, with little story books and stuff. How they teach you? They teach you globe. Even Bibles these days, when they have Genesis, they explain it and show it as a globe. But Genesis goes against the creation of a globe, because a globe is based on the Big Bang Theory. It's not based on creation. That's the problem why you get today when someone says, yes, I'm a creationist, I'm a Christian, but I believe in evolution, because that kind of contradicts itself. Okay, and what else? Hey Jeff, good to see you. Thank you for coming. No, PJ, you are awesome. Thank you for joining. Really, I do appreciate it. Is my volume a bit low? Let's see if I can set it up a bit. Is this a bit better, Jeff? Is my volume a bit better now? Or maybe I can set it up here as well. Okay, I hope it's sounding a bit better now with you. Okay, anyway, so as I was trying to say, the globe is definitely faith-based, because since you are born to, when you even go to university or school or college, whatever, or you watch television or you listen to the radio, everything, I don't know if you've realized this through the last years, it always used to be in the world. But now these days it's over the globe. They specifically say globe. They don't really say world anymore. They specifically say globe. It's like some kind of very fine nuance to try and push the globe agenda. So, yeah. How do we base that we know that it is just indoctrination? Well, it's very simple. Do you feel the earth spinning beneath your feet? Do you feel the earth moving? Just be honest with yourself. Just sit down, look around you, tell me, do you honestly feel the earth moving around? We can all just be honest and say, no, we do not. This is when the globe has to make excuses for why you don't feel it, like, oh, it's just 15 degrees an hour, it's 1 revolutions per day, while they ignore the rim velocity of that, while they ignore every single vector based on the heliocentric model. But then again, if you weren't told the earth is moving, would you believe it? So it's faith-based. The same as when it comes to the curve. Do you physically see earth curve? No, you don't. Because the people still come and they say, the earth is too big to really see the curve. That's why you have to go so high up to see the curve, because you don't really see it. But they can contradict themselves and say, but we see boats go over the curve 3 miles away or whatever. But this can easily be explained with just simple optics. PJ Krishnan, it's definitely a contradiction to be a Christian and believe in evolution. Some believe it's a gap theory where evolution took place. Exactly, PJ. Maybe we should do an evolution versus creationism stream sometime. I think that would be quite great. If you guys would, just let me know. I did put a poll up. Is the globe a religion? Out of 49 votes, yes say 41%, no say 57%, and maybe not sure 2%. Okay, so with the curve, like I'm saying, if you weren't told a boat is going, let's say with Bill Nye, where he says the boats are going over a curve at bottom up, would you thought it is a boat going over a curve? No, because if you think logically, you know in optics, things have limits to them. The angle is limited. You have optical phenomena like refraction, and you have to look through things. So obviously it's going to affect what you see. But then again, if you have to know, you have to try, how can I say, get people to understand, listen here, we do see curve, but we don't see curve on certain days. You want to fight for optical phenomena while claiming physicality. You have to know it's faith-based, because you have to change your story to try and keep the narrative alive. So that's another reason why it's faith-based. What else? How about gravity? We see things fall. That's just natural fact. If you see something, you pick it up, it's denser than the air around, it will fall. Just like Newton, he had an apple, it fell. What was his basis of that argument? Hey Adam, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Really do appreciate you coming in. Yeah, if any of you guys want to chat, you're more than welcome. I do have Discord and I do have Gilded, so let me know and we can try and organize something. So like I was saying, with the gravity situation, if he didn't have that belief of the planets and stuff orbiting one another thanks to a weird force, do you think he would have come to the conclusion that if the apple was falling, it's mass attracting mass? No, he would not have come to that conclusion, because he was indoctrinated to think that way. His foundation was based on, there has to be a reason why this is falling, and he's correlating it to what he's looking up in the sky. So his correlation based on, I see those spherical things in the sky, they seem to be orbiting each other, and because I see something falling, hence an apple or whatever, my belief based on that correlation means something must be pulling it to the earth. His whole thought process was, I need something to hold me down on this ball in space, otherwise I'll be flung off. Therefore, the force of gravity arose. It's all just faith-based. If no one taught him that, if he didn't have that mindset of, listen, I require something to hold me down, then he wouldn't have had that inkling of a thought of, because an apple fell, therefore gravity. So that's just another reason why it's faith-based. Definitely faith-based. Takes more faith to believe in evolution than it does to believe in creation. God's work is evident. Evolution isn't a good idea. 100% agree, PJ. Kan jy nou slaap asseblief? 100% agree. Evolution is just part of atheism agenda. That's all. It's to push God out of the. Hallo, ek is besig hier asseblief. Slaap. Ek gaan nie weer praat nie. Excuse me 1 minute. Kom toe. Ek sê vir my stop. Okay. Okay. Like I was saying, it's all just a atheistic agenda. It's to push God and the meaning of life away. Eli, asseblief, ek is besig. So what happens is, if you're going to Christian religion is based on stories that have eyewitness and evidence, and I believe God has the authority to inform us. Exactly, Lumpy. Why do you think a book like Christianity has gone through the centuries, withstanding the time? It's as simple as that. If it was a fake book, it wouldn't have stand. Heliocentrism is not as old as the people make it out to be. How do you know the history hasn't changed to make it seem that it was that way? There's so much things that don't even have documentation, but it's just hearsay, like Aristophanes did this and that, but there's no documentation for it. It's simply just, oh, the library burnt down, all the documentation's burnt down. Again, that's just faith-based belief on a broken telephone message based on someone that could have existed. I mean, even look at when they take the shadow angles. You're looking at the sky, you can see the sun has divergent rays. It's like you can see it. Yet, you're told it's parallel. Now you get the people fighting those the divergent rays, calling it parallel. You're either very delusional or you're blind. Nike, ek is besig hier asseblief. Give me 2 seconds. Ek sê vir jou. Slaap, vanaand is nie die aand vir dit nie. Sorry about that. The children just don't want to listen. Trying to send them to the room. Okay, so where were we? Oh yeah. If you look at something and you see total contradiction to your story and you still want to push the contradiction, doesn't that tell you something that is religion based? What does the poll say now? Is the globe a religion? Out of 72 votes, yes 36%, no 62%, and maybe not sure 1%. So, let's see. What else? Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys realized, is there anybody here that has really looked into the Big Bang and the history behind the Big Bang? I mean, we all know, especially the ones that actually looked into it, George Lemaitre was the founder of the Big Bang. Weird how he was a Jesuit priest. If you actually look into all the history and stuff of the globe, you would understand that it's run by the Masons, by the Jesuits. It's just an agenda, it's pushed. Globers in the Discord don't know how to separate faith from fact. Nothing new here. Exactly, Derek. It's as simple as that. No one knows how to separate the fact from fiction. The realist, the comedy show over. Can we deconstruct their 0-point math and prove reality? Yeah, that's also one point I wanted to bring up. Good one, Jolly Man. The globe is just based on math. Show me one so-called scientific hypothesis today that doesn't consist of having a belief with an equation. So they have an equation, they say this is the hypothesis, and because the math works out, therefore it's a proven hypothesis. But math is not science. Math is simply a description-based language. So if they have to add in, I mean, we can change every equation they have, take G out and call it unicorn farts. Does that mean our reality has unicorn farts as the meaning? No. Obviously it works to the math, but it doesn't mean it is reality. It's just faith-based. It's correlation, faith-based. So their math That's what runs the globe, is the math. Take the math away, there is no globe. Very simple as that. So yeah. That's about it actually. I mean, there's so much stuff we can talk about with that, but let's see, the globe. This is George Lemaitre. George Henry Joseph Edward Lemaitre, born 17 July 1894. So bottom. George, whatever. June is a Catholic priest, theoretical physicist, and mathematician and astronomer. Why would a Catholic priest be a theoretical physicist and a mathematician and an astronomer? Don't you think that's a bit odd for a Catholic priest to be? But then again, education as a Jesuit. Now, what is a Jesuit, you might ask? The Society of Jesus. It's a religious order of the Catholic Church. I just have to point this out again. Catholicism is not Christianity. Catholicism is Jesuit. It's Masonry. It's based on idol worship. Okay, I just have to point it out to you guys. So I'm going to say this again. Yes, Copernicus was also a Catholic bishop. Correct, Michael. So everything based on the globe, its roots come from Masonry and Jesuits and so forth. It's really sad that you get people grown up today that think that the globe is true with no, how can I put it, deep rooted faith base. It's all just faith based. I haven't seen anybody able to debunk that it's faith-based. The whole reason the globe model is called the heliocentric model is because it's sun worship. Helios, the sun god, is the center of the universe. We revolve around Helios. That's the religion. It's the religion based on Helios, sun worship. As soon as you take the paradigm away from God created us, He put us in a certain position with importance and took it away and pushed it to heliocentrism. He takes the, how can I put this, the personal investment of you, and he's pushed it on to worship of the sun. So the sun being Helios is simply a cult. Just like you get cults, I mean, it's gone through the years like Wicca and Druidism and all that. Why do you think they have symbolism and occults based on moon worship and sun worship and stuff? Because it's their idol. They get their power based on that religion. So if they can push the creator away, saying you have no meaning in life, you're not going to have any morals to stand on. All you're going to say is, hey, I'm from chance, I came from a primordial ooze, I came from a sponge or whatever, and therefore, what does it matter? I can do what I want. If I feel that, if I feel I want to go and hit someone just because I want to, let's go. I can kill someone. Why? What makes my morals have any standard over anyone else? If you have a God-centered relationship, you have importance, listen, it's wrong to go and kill someone. It's wrong to go and commit that sin because God created them for a purpose. God created you for a purpose. If you've taken that purpose away, you don't have a moral ground to stand on. You only have emotional feeling, what you think is moral, but where is your foundation of that moral ground? Jolly man, I don't understand what you mean. Do not worship false idols or worship anything. Yes, that's what the globe is. They worship idols and false narratives, because the globe is a false religion. It's a cult. It might be a very successful cult because it is the consensus. But yes, for the devil worshippers, it can be any lie. Helios is a cult and the globe is a pack of lies. 100% agree. Jolly man, let's sacrifice an animal for the false idol. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this, but Catholics actually have two Jesuses. Yeah, two Jesus in their main story. They don't really teach it that much there, but they actually had two Jesus. Why do you think that the Catholics actually pray to Mother Mary instead of personal to God? Why you have to go do penance and stuff? It's because it's, at the end of the day, it's idol worship. You praying to an idol god to try and penance your sin, which is false. It goes against what the Bible teaches. But then again, we're not here to talk about Catholicism right now. We talk about heliocentrism. And if anybody can show me that it's not faith-based to sit here feeling no movement, but I believe it's moving, and I don't see curve, but I believe there's curve. I don't know what gravity is, but I claim it's gravity, and the math works out, so therefore it's reality. If anybody can show me that that's not faith-based, I would like to know, because I have not seen that there. 3 Marys, Jory. I don't know about the Marys, but I know 2 Jesus. Mary had a little lamb. That's it. Evolution can't explain morals, but having God explains why we have them. Exactly, PJ. Evolution takes away morals. Evolution just means we came by chance and ignoring every DNA structure there is. I like how QE puts it with the ontological primitives. Let's say you're walking to a beach and you see a nice, beautiful sandcastle built. You walk up to that sandcastle, you think to yourself, did that sandcastle come by chance? So did the waves just come and create that sandcastle, and the wind and everything? It just came by chance. The sand picked up itself, took its time, just evolved through the time to become that sandcastle. Or was there a person that created that sandcastle? Ask yourself that question. Was there someone who created that sandcastle, or did it come by chance? Because this is exactly how it works with evolution and the Big Bang. Heliocentric model is based on the Big Bang. It just came by chance. It was a little dense speck in the middle of nothing that created energy out of nothing and just exploded into everything we see. One thing that contradicts it is, where did you get the energy from? Because the first law of thermodynamics says you can neither create or destroy energy, you can only transfer it. So that means the energy had to already be there. Where did the energy come from? Secondly, if something explodes outwards, how do you get all those uniform spheres inwards? Why are you getting all the spheres and stuff if everything exploded outwards? And as far as you know, everything explodes outwards in little specks or whatever. Which ones is going to decide to go together to make each other? Why is it that you have, let's say, like in the Bible, the earth was created before the sun. The sun only came on the 4th day. But yet, the sun is revolving around, the earth is revolving around the sun. That's why I don't get Christians that actually say they can be heliocentrists. I used to be a heliocentrist Christian most of my life. But reading the Bible today, it totally goes against being a globe. I mean, look at Job when God stopped the sun. If that had to do, based on the heliocentric model, if you had to stop the sun, what would happen to the globe? It would fall into pieces. There wouldn't be a globe anymore. You would have earthquakes galore, you would have floods galore, you would have, the whole thing will crumble, the whole system would crumble. All the orbits would be out of alignment. But you don't see that. And it's been scientifically validated that they lost days in Job. They actually went and did research on it, and they found there was a time where the sun stood still. So explain that to me based on the heliocentric model, and how? But based on the flat earth, which is reality, the sun moves across the sky. If the sun stops, it's not going to cause any difference on the earth. Johnnyman, evolution is based on a theory and is currently proven by carbon dating isotope uranium based on presumed rock structure. And carbon dating is very, how can I say, presumed caused. Carbon dating isn't actually very accurate, because they've seen stuff where they do carbon dating and it totally gives a different outcome of what they said. I do agree with carbon dating to an extent, that you can have a reference or something, but to say really because of this carbon dating they can have it millions of years or thousands of years or whatever, it's just baloney. PJ Cruikshank, the Bible isn't a flat earth book as such, but it's definitely supported. Yeah, it doesn't, how can you say it's flat, but when you read through it, it supports what the flat earth is. I mean, God uses it as his footstool. He watches over it as grasshoppers. He looks at the circle of earth. You cannot look at the globe as an entirety, because you can't look at the back of it. How about God hovered over the face of the waters? Very simple. Or only valid in court for 500 years. It was Joshua, not Job. Yes, Joshua, sorry, Lumpy, 100%. My fault. It was Joshua. Man, I'm getting hot. At least it's not too hot yet tonight like it was. Let's see what the poll says. 114 votes. Is the globe a religion? Yes, 29%. The globe, guys. No, 70%. And not so sure, 1%. I do like how the globe defenders come in to just vote, and that's it. Hey Nathan Oakley, good to see you. How you doing? Glad you could make it. We're just trying to establish why anybody would think the globe is not religious based if you don't feel spin, you do not observe gravity or know what it is, or observe even anything got to do with the globe. In other words, you don't even see curve, and when you want to use curve you have to first measure it flat. So we just don't understand why people don't see it as a religion, because heliocentrism is a religion. The globe is part of the church. It was developed by Jesuit priests, of course. It's a religion. Exactly. 100%. That's why we brought up George Lemaitre with the Big Bang. He was a Jesuit priest. Everybody that pushes it was Masons. I mean, hello. It seems the guys don't even know their own history. Psalms 19 verse 6. Change from face of the earth to surface. I think, let's see, what is it? Genesis 1, the history of creation. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So he didn't say in the beginning there was a big bang, was there? The earth was without form. A spheroid or geoid has a form to it, remember? And void. And darkness was on the face of the deep. What does that word face mean? Does that mean globe? No, definitely not. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. And we all know that waters lies level when at rest. That means flat. And since the globe is over 70% water, you cannot have a curved earth. It just goes against all logic and goes against physics. The Queen was the head, Nathan. Yeah, now it's the King. 100% agreed. The Bishop of Cambridge. Like I said, if anybody wants to come into Discord or to Gilded, please do let me know. We can have a nice chat. I think it will be great to have a chat. If anybody's interested, just let me know. I do have my Gilded open, and I'm in Gilded. So yeah, if anybody wants to come to Gilded or into Discord for a chat, you're more than welcome, so we can chat on the religious views of the globe. There's not much a person can actually talk about this because it's very easy. Just the word Helios alone, centric, tells you that it's sun worship. So, like I said, tonight is just actually a members chat only stream to make up for last night that I couldn't because the Wi-Fi was off. So I'm just having a chill chat today. It's actually quite nice just having chill. The Jolly Man. What compassed of waters with bounds until night, right and day become to an end. Yeah, it's weird how the waters and everything in life has to be contained. Pressure runs this world. I mean, look, liquids have to be contained, gases have to be contained, solids are contained. Everything works on pressure. Everything has a pressure to it. Yeah, interesting thing. Conspiracy Cats wants to debate me sometime, so might be Friday, where he's gonna bring 3 evidences for the globe, and I'll bring 3 evidence for flat Earth. So we'll chat that, and then on the 28th, so far it looks like McToon is coming to debate perspective with me. So that would be quite cool. Do stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, please just hit that like button, and please hit that share, as it does get it out further. Oh man, I see Paul has also been blocked on Jaren's Telegram now. Nice. And Dirt's Telegram. Paul, sad to say, I've also been blocked on them, because that's what they do. They block us when we want to show people the truth. It's very sad, and that's why I say Jeranism pushing Catholicism as Christianity and pushing New Age bullshit, and then coming and blocking us everywhere, shows you where his heart lies. It shows you he's kind of dishonest, especially after calling me a scammer when I didn't even do anything to him. But yeah, yeah, evidence for the globe, Jeff. Exactly. That's why I'm actually excited to see what evidences he's going to bring, because it has to be repeatable and observable and measurable. So we're going to see if he's going to be able to bring anything. Exactly. McToon doesn't know what perspective is. We all saw that on his last video, where he was showing orthographic view and saying perspective all the time. So it's going to be funny to see what he's going to bring up. Yeah, I don't know what else to actually talk about. Yeah, I should have made notes, but I didn't make notes. I literally just worked all day and decided to make a stream. I've been blocked there a long time by Globebusters, and anyway they are mods. Yeah, it's actually sad, Lumpy, that so much people still go to Globebusters and Jaren and them and say, yeah, you guys are awesome and stuff, but they ignore what's going on behind closed doors. They ignore what they're doing to everybody else. The broken system, don't get wrapped up in disinformation. Jaren is cool. Jolly Man, I thought Jaren was cool until he kept on swearing at me and calling me a scammer and telling me I'm stupid and retarded and stuff, because he doesn't get why he's wrong. So yeah, I thought he was cool at a stage, but I'm sorry, I just lost all respect for Jaren since how he's been towards me. His character shines to show he's not worth my time and effort. I did expose him, and I'm just leaving him now. Now it's up to his followers to actually look at the information and take it from that. So yeah. Will I call them shills? Yes, I do definitely going to call them shills, because if you claim to be for truth and you, how can I put it, if they're coming and they are preaching, if I'm wrong, correct me, I will concede type of thing, and in the same light, bad mouthing someone else the whole time and saying, oh, la 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 la, because you want this water. But you saw the messages between me and Jaren. I mean, me and Bob's the same thing. Bob comes and attacks me live while I'm on Skype and stuff. It's just how they are. They have an agenda, and because they think they got numbers, which is actually pathetic because they don't have that much numbers. They think they own us, and they think they are the kings of flat Earth, but in fact they are nothing. They're just, yeah, their egos are playing too much of them, unfortunately. So yeah, I definitely do not trust Glowbusters one bit. I really think that they have to start looking at, if they are for truth, then they should prove it. They should go and concede, say they were wrong, apologize for everything they've done, and then we can move on. But until then, I'm sorry, I don't play that game. Yeah, Bob threatened me, literally. I got the chats if you guys want to see that. Just like I showed Jaren's chats. It was actually embarrassing because, I mean, swear at me, I ignore it, I speak nice to him, and he does it again, and then calls me a retard and a scammer. And I mean, you saw when I spoke to Whitsett as well, when he's got double standards, telling everybody, no, Nathan and everybody's calling they're scammers and stuff, you can call them this. And when I ask him, okay, but what about you guys now with Bob and Jaren, he straight out goes against his own standards and says no. That kind of really double standards doesn't work. It's bad. The Jolly Man, you guys, you're not wrong, Flatso. There is no agenda, merely acceptance of more. Jolly Man, did you even see the video of I'm gonna actually look for it quickly. I'm gonna send you the link, because there's a reason why I'm saying this, Jolly Man. I really used to enjoy Jarenism. I did, but sorry to tell you, Jaren is not who he says he is. Copy link. Oh man. I'm gonna stick it in here for you, dude. There we go. Jolly Man, if you want to, you can go and look at that link, and then you would actually see for yourself why I am saying this. I have a reason to say why I'm saying this. I wouldn't just say it out of nothing. As much as I respect you, Jolly Man, and I respect your opinion, that's your opinion, but my opinion stays for showing character, and his character shines bright. Exactly. QE's performance reviews were actually quite brilliant. If you guys haven't watched it, do go and watch it. It's really worth it. I mean, how much times we have to catch these guys lying and double speaking is beyond me.
Flatzo,
Yeah, how's it going?
can you remember a few months ago when I was saying to you, trust Bob is a shill and that, and you were like, now, and now you found that different.
Yeah, like I said, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But that's my nature. I first give the people the benefit of the doubt, and I give them the chance to prove, and then yeah. So you were right. I was definitely wrong, and you were right, Michael. Because they actually think that they have something to stand on just because they got a few thousand extra supporters. As if that's going to be anything. That means anything, yeah. Yeah, Lumpy, exactly. That performance review is a lot to watch. It's kind of long, so do make sure you got something to drink and sit down, because wow. Being wrong doesn't make them shills, just wrong. Nathan, I agree. Being wrong just does make them shills. What makes them shills is the character. What makes them shills is showing that they contradict themselves over and over and refuse to concede when claiming to be truthers. because they're bringing that onto the rest of the community that's showing. If someone comes into the flat earth community, what's the first channels they usually see? It's these guys. And then they're teaching them bullshit rubbish, and while they're doing this, they're pushing other people that show them wrong as scammers. That's show. It's easy as that. But yeah, 100% agree. Being wrong doesn't make you shill. It's how your character shows of you being wrong, which makes you shill. The either wars have begun. Exactly, Adam Meekin. 100%. They're not lying, not shills. You're merely arguing amongst each other for both parties. Jolly Man, I don't know how much more I can tell you this. They are lying, Jolly Man. Literally. There's even been an update since the last things I showed you guys. Let's see. This was after, guys. This was now after that whole video I did. Have fun, clown. So that means you actually saw it, guys. Then I just said, oh, great response. Hope you paid attention. This is your chance to show your character. Will you be apologizing, admitting you were wrong? Or are you going to carry on showing you will lie and deceive everyone to keep your ego? The choice is yours. Then I left it for him. What happened? I won't spend 1 second watching your show. But he already watched it because he said, have fun, clown. That's off my video. So he did watch it, actually. So, another lie. That's all. That's all I said. Then what happened is, I responded, okay, that's called running from the truth and cowardice, which is the true. I did expect this anyway, exactly. And you want to say you are an honest person. Sad, actually, and a great way to validate everything I said. Because remember, I gave points why I said that. Your character shines bright. Don't worry. Lies have a way of coming out to everyone, no matter how hard you try to hide it. So, will you just leave it here and say you did this to yourself? Yeah. Anyway, I left it. I post my video in Telegram and whatever. What happens? He goes and blocks me. Yeah. Haha, so blocking me now in Telegram too. How pathetic. Why would he block me in Telegram if he's honest and he's got nothing to hide? You think running and blocking me everywhere will stop the truth coming out to your subs? You're making this worse for yourself. It isn't running from the truth. It's choosing not to engage with effing liars and idiots. Jolly Man, what is this telling you? Are you a two there? Are you getting views somewhere else? Two. F-toid. So I just say, I rest my case. Because that is just exactly. Then he says, good shit for brains. Then I said, sounds like you are very defensive of someone who claims not to have lied. I will ask again, and actually watch this. Watch it as I went through with all your lies and misrepresentations and fallacies. Time to grow a pair and face the music, Jaren. So that's the last thing I sent to him, and he hasn't responded again. But just this alone, Jolly Man, tell me again how he is not being honest, dishonest, how he's not running from the truth. Why would he block me on his Telegram now because I put a video up? If he had nothing to hide, he would let his subs see the stuff, would it not? Yeah, 100% agree, Michael Kahn. I doubt there are even flat earthers. Yes, exactly. It's like 5.4 fallacies per minute times. It's like every 2 seconds we have to stop and say a fallacy and a lie. Adam Meekin. Asking Jollyman, could you send me a bag? The Jollyman, I am happy to pay cost and postage. Jollyman, they spoke of the ether, but that doesn't mean it existed. The ether is heliocentric based. You do know that. Because they needed a propagation field for everything to move around. When I first came into the flat earth, that was my one thing I actually believed, because it was my replication of relinquishing gravity. So I believed in the ether, and that's why you saw my videos early on trying to research the ether and stuff, and I came to the conclusion that it didn't exist. If you actually do actual research into it, you'd see there's no basis for foundation in the ether whatsoever. And them having false equivalents to magnetism to the ether is total bonkers. That's why they keep changing the story. First it was light, then it was water waves, then it needed a propagation, then it's just there, then it is electromagnetism and static it keeps changing. Why does it keep changing? Because it doesn't exist. They have to make up a new story every time the one thing gets debunked. I mean, you see this when they bring up arguments like, remember Brian Leake was on here the other night trying to show with the spider ballooning. That's one of the arguments they bring up for the ether, for electromagnetism. It's got absolutely bugger all to do with it, and I explained why. Why do they still bring it up? Because they need something for the argument, which is totally bunk. The same with the bumblebee. It's got nothing to do with electromagnetism, but they'll bring it up because they have an audience that don't research for themselves. They just take everything that they say as the truth and run with it. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. I'm sorry I'm so blunt, but that's the reality of it. Ether was spoken before what you think was actual research. Yes, Jollyman, like I said, the ether originated from the globe theory. It didn't come before the globe theory. You do know that. The globe theory is only about 500 years old, actually, if you look in history. But the ether came with the geocentrist worldview, before the heliocentrist worldview, because they needed space to move around the earth, because they needed everything to float in that space. So it was seen as a propagation medium for everything to move around. That's why the ether was invented. There's been no evidence of it whatsoever in history. Never will be, because it keeps changing. It's like gravity. You don't know what it is, but you want to prove it. You first have to observe it to be able to even know what to do. But you don't even observe it, so how can you make an argument for it? Adam Eakin, is what ether is. Could I ask how it influences a field and what that field is? I assume not plasma, or we are in a plasma field. Exactly, that's actually a very good good reason, Adam. I don't know if any of you want to actually come on Gilded or Discord and talk about the ether. It would be quite cool. Please do let me know, because I'm more than happy to chat about it if anybody wants to. Ether sounds good, but I think it's likely it exists. Don't think it's likely it exists. Exactly, PJ. Like I said, I used to believe in it until I actually went and did research. As soon as you do the research yourself, you find that it's a dead end. It doesn't exist. Diamagnetism alone debunks their whole argument. I don't know if you guys have ever taken a magnet to a frog or something, and you can see it repels it because it's diamagnetic. It repels. Now, if you're saying something is electromagnetic, then why is everything so coherently in place? If you're claiming like Gaussian plates, like the dome and the Earth is Gaussian plates, you're supposed to see things levitate out of nowhere. You're supposed to just see things that are diamagnetic have a different pole structure to the things that are electromagnetic. You understand? Paramagnetic, because they have different structures when it comes to the magnetic waves. How can I put it that way? So just that alone debunks the whole ether argument. Diamagnetism does not work. It goes against it because you have a different outcome. No, I did see Mayan and Babylonian statements. Let's find out how the sun's eon and field creates it. I don't think the sun's field creates anything. Exactly, Derek. Ether requires belief, and speaking of it like it's a past a scientific method, then it hasn't. It's the same thing Globers do with globe period. 100% agree, Derek. The problem is when you guys want to claim ether, you're doing exactly the same as the globe. It's like gravity. There's no proof for it. You can't define what it is. You don't know what it is. You just have a belief it has to be there. You believe that it makes things possible without anything. So what makes you better, and what makes you better than saying the globe is wrong when you're doing exactly the same as the globe? I don't see the... I just think it's hypocritical to think, listen here, I can push ether, but you're not allowed to push gravity, because you're doing exactly the same as them. So to me, that's really hypocritical, and it's got double standards. So the sun creates it through EMF fields. The jolly man, is that addition to plasma field? I'm confused now. Did end if using 0-point math and calculus? Omnidirectional energy source creates a magnetic field. Witsit got me kicked off 24/7. You fan that jolly man, censorship and a bunch of add-ons. What is an idiot and false? That's what I'm saying. There's so much that they do to try and censor the truth. Like I said, I always used to try and give them the benefit of the doubt, but what they've been doing and what they've been showing with their character, it's put up huge red flags for me. I don't know. Jolly man, if it's not a belief, can you please just give us then proof for it? You say it's not a belief, so where's the proof for the ether? What is the ether? Huh? So jolly man, what is the ether? While we wait for Jolly Man to tell us what the ether is, please just hit the like button and share button so we can get it out to more people. Jolly Man, would you be able to tell me what the ether is, dude? Please, I really want to know. This is me asking you because I asked Witsit as well and he wasn't able to answer me. It doesn't matter who I ask what is the ether, no one can tell me because it keeps changing. So maybe you would know? So is it now magnetic fields, or is it all three, plasma, EMF and magnetic fields? Could you explain? The energy field created by the sun's plasma. So the ether is the energy field created by the sun's plasma. So the sun creates the ether, Johnny. Ether is embarrassing. Everyone fell for it on the Ken Wheeler's. Yeah, Ken Wheeler. He's pushing this stuff, and the people are just eating it up as hotcakes because they just take it. The people that don't actually understand magnetism would believe he's garbage. That's the problem. Because Ken Wheeler's magnetism explanations is false. But because he teaches it in a way that makes him sound like he knows what he's talking about, everybody that doesn't have any education on the subject just falls for it. And this is what Globebusters is pushing. The magnetic forces that he pushes, that is false, but because it supports their narrative, they're going to push it. So it's exactly the same as being a globe defender. You're pushing things because it supports your narrative, not because it's the truth. Raichi, good to see you. Thank you for being here. If quantum mechanics is correct and everything is a wave, then there must be something waving. Maybe that's ether. Very interesting thought. I don't know how we are supposed to find this out. Then it's a belief, Jolly. If you don't know what it is or how you can find it out, then it's a belief because you would be able to prove it. Globebusters claims it's light, aka electro. Exactly, Rachel. That's what I'm saying. They keep changing. Now it's light that is caused by electromagnetic spectrum. It's good to see you, Rachel. Glad you could make it. It used to be waves. It used to be static electricity. It used to be electromagnetism. It used to be propagation media. And now it's just light that's always there. Like I said, I do agree that with Witsit when they say light is everywhere. The electromagnetic spectrum can obviously cause it to light up, but that doesn't mean it's the ether. I'm still on the way of nobody knows what light is. I'm still trying to figure that out. Yes, there are more discoveries to determine. 100% agree with that, Jolly Man. but it doesn't help to try and say something is true and not a belief if you cannot even define it. One thing I do know is, would you come on the show sometime, Johnny Man, and to explain? I appreciate the complex. Yeah, Johnny Man, would you be able to come onto Discord now or WhatsApp and just talk? I think it'll be quite interesting. Man, Adam can also come on. You guys can talk together. I mean, I have Gilded open and Discord. If you guys want to talk about it, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you guys. Hey, Del West Watson, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make it. Yeah, the chat kind of went away from globe being a religion to ether is a religion. Yeah. Although ether as a religion is actually the same as globe is a religion, to be honest, because they both fall under the same category, because the globe was also had ether at a stage, so it built its foundations off of the globe. Lumpy gas in a vacuum, not according to quantum mechanics. The wave is so small it's almost particle-like, but more accuracy in measurement shows it's a wave apparently. So it's almost like it's an apparent...
Can I respond to that? Can I respond on it? You can get single hits.
Yeah, exactly.
And that will create a wave function. And it also collapses with an observer.
Yeah.
A whole industries are based on this technology, this science. It's actually provable, repeatable, quantum mechanics, and that photons are particles of irreducible single hits, like throwing sand pebbles through a slit, that create a wave function due to probability distribution.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a wave.
Exactly. I mean, you saw those...
I strongly believe it's not a wave.
Me neither. I mean, you saw those, the two presentations I did on what is light. Did we see any interference from the light?
Just like an electron, it's a subatomic particle. It's not an atom. I mean, it's not a flame at all, but it is a material. It is a...
Yeah.
Some type. It has it doesn't wave. It isn't wave. It isn't a wave. If given a steady stream, it'll come across like a wave because it's moving that fast. But if you go to a single hit, you'll get the wave. You'll get the single hit.
Yeah, there's definitely hitting somewhere. You can see that. But one thing I do observe is...
Yeah, when you get one hit on a photoelectric plate through a single slit or a double slit, you can watch the one hit happen and you know.
Exactly.
It's not a whole wave, it's the one hit, and it might diffuse through two spots, so you might get like a diffraction pattern, but it won't be a single hit.
Yeah, but the thing is also, it doesn't, when it comes to them saying it diffracts against itself, it interferes with itself, it's wrong. Because light is definitely not being able to interfere with itself, but there's definitely a fringe pattern there.
Yeah, thanks for letting me share that, but I really think that, and one more thing, you did really well last night by getting Witsit to come on and reveal as much as he did. You did a good job allowing him to dig his hole, so I appreciate you for that. And anybody who hasn't seen the performance review of Darren Witsit in our community, if you want to know the truth, it's super important. It's like not going to see, the evidence that your old lady cheated on you or something, man. Seriously, that bad. All right, peace.
Thanks for coming on, man. I really do appreciate your support. But yeah, like I said, I do let people come on so they can give their side. It's as simple as that. He came on, I let him give him his side, and well, it got ripped apart. As simple as that. So yeah. Yeah, Adam Meakin doesn't accuse anybody of anything. He's definitely someone that's, I would say, is open to any discussion, just like I am. So if you guys have anything to discuss, you can definitely come on. Jolly Man, a wave is a method of understanding. It's merely a sine wave up and below the resonant frequency. But that's like, again, false equivalence, Jolly Man, because you are assigning a relationship to light the same as water. It's a false equivalence. Water and light do not behave the same. We did show this. Like I said, I have two presentations. What is light? It's a part 1 and part 2 where we show light cannot interfere with itself, and it's a false equivalence to attribute the way water behaves to the way light behaves. We definitely see a fringe pattern, there's no doubt about that, but can we say it acts like a wave and it interferes with itself? 100% totally go against that. And I think I recognize this complexity, hence the request you can explain in a better format, not chat. I was just not having a pop at you. Yeah, Jolly Man, we're not trying to attack you in any way. I don't want you to get the wrong way. We just want to find out what the ether is, because we have not had anybody really even define it for us yet. So it would be great just to get to know what it is, because it keeps changing. It does this, then it's that, then it's this, then that, and then the reasons they want to defend it has got nothing to even do with the argument. So it's just kind of perplexing that we're getting it from pushed on us that the ether is real. It's not a belief, but we can't even get what it's about. Flat said I never mentioned light. I was referring to field influence. No, Jeremy, I'm not saying you mentioned it. I was just saying Winston mentioned it as light. That's all. So sorry, I didn't mean to say you did it. Adam Eakin, I cannot argue with you. I am not clear as to your position. Exactly. That's why we're saying. Even Adam's saying the same thing, Jolly Man. We don't know where you stand. We don't know what the ether is defined as. So we don't know what we're actually moaning about. What we can rebut against. There's nothing to rebut against if we haven't had any position held to us. Anyway, on 174 votes, is the global religion? Yes, 26%, no 74%, and maybe not sure 1%. I don't know. I'm trying to understand the sun's field influence. Are you claiming that it can be the sun that actually causes all the influences? Maybe. Actually interesting, because maybe the sun does have an effect, because I mean it does obviously transfer heat energy, so heat energy has to be transferred, so it has to get it from somewhere. I mean, look what happens with the noble gases and stuff as well. It's very interesting with when you look at the Aurora Borealis and all the different lights in the sky when the sun does start going with twilight and everything. Neither do I, so let's find out this in a comical. What are you scared of? No one's scared of, dude. Let's find this out together. I'll be more than happy. And like I said, if it does get shown to be true, I'll concede. I would say I was wrong. 100% would concede if I'm wrong. But like I said, my personal experience so far, I haven't seen anything to go for the ether. I've just come to a dead end and realized I don't see anything. Yeah, Michael Kahn, scripture warns not to worship the creation. 100% agree. Because that is actually what heliocentrism is. It's worshipping the creation. I got such a Masonic what's the name today? I got 33 viewers in, and it's kind of staying on 33 viewers. So guys, just share the show so we can get it off 33, please. If that's not a reason to share the show, then I don't know what is. Heights. Does the height change? Mine says 21. Oh, mine says 33 at the moment. Now it's at 35. Oh, back to 33. Keeps changing. Yeah, so if we can put it this way, the globe is definitely religious based, and so far it seems to me the ether is also religious based. I don't see it as any better than the globe, because it's doing exactly the same as what the globe does with gravity and every other argument. My show number item. Yeah, guys. So Don't tell RB, Jeff. You are safe. 31. Thank you, Meatcan. No, but it's definitely just those 33. I check. Check, yeah. 33. Definitely shows 33 again. 31, 33. No! Who's lying to who? I wonder who's lying to who. Thank you guys again all for coming, even though this is just a chill chat. It's just nice now and then just to relax a bit, not to take anything very seriously. Like I said, Friday it will probably be my debate against cats, conspiracy cats, on evidence for a globe and evidence for a flat earth. He'll bring three evidences for a globe. I don't know what he's going to bring though, because everything globe related is flat earth anyway. And then, now it shows 37 on my side. And then I'll bring 3 evidences for a flat earth. And obviously the evidence, I asked him to define it, and the evidence we said has to be repeatable, measurable and observable. So what are they going to bring for the globe? They can't bring anything, because it's definitely none of those things. Jollyman, I never mentioned any connection with the current explanations of ether, only that the ancients spoke of the sun and it. Okay, that's a good point, Jollyman. Yeah, the Mayans did speak about the sun a lot, and I think the ether and stuff. So maybe I don't think they did speak about the ether, unless I'm mistaken. The ether is a phantom. Yeah. And then on the 28th, like I said, I'm going to be debating McToon on perspective. As far as I know, he doesn't understand anything about perspective or optics, so this is going to be quite interesting to see what he brings. Yeah, I've been trying to get them all to actually go on modern day debates, but for some reason they all just don't want modern day debates anymore. Cat is underhanded, don't play fair. Yes, I know that. I've realized that, but they've been begging me for a few years now to actually debate cats. Why not? Just to have some fun with the guy. I'm all for the game. To be fair, I'm gonna enjoy it. So yeah, because you always know they're gonna try and bring some "I got you" kind of thing, but I'm not some normal, ordinary flat earther that they usually talk to. So we'll just see how it goes. But anyway, like I said, a debate is not about winning or losing. A debate is simply about bringing your argument. That's it. He just has to hope he can back up his argument, because that's part of a debate. Usually when you bring up argument, you have to be able to back it up. And so far with Craig, we haven't seen him being able to back up anything he's brought. That's why he comes with talk creates torsion twist. Yeah, I mean, torsion twist creates talk. Rahu and Ketu have been their own field influence. Yeah, Rahu and Ketu's been said a lot. I do it, but I don't know what that's got to do with the ether though. But yeah, that's got to do with the field. 100% agree, because what the Rahu and Ketu, they eat at eclipse or something, and that's what they were talking about. But that was also just belief based. That was probably their way of trying to explain what they observed, because they didn't understand. Well, today it's still actually the same belief. It's just they see it as physicality causing it. With them it was Rahu Ketu. And I also think that the sun and the moon could be plasmoids. I'm definitely not ruling that out. If the sun and moon are plasmoids and they are discharging and charging up again, and that's why you get the phases of the moon and obviously the eclipses and stuff, you never know. Yeah, 100% agree, Michael Khan. Yes, Lumpy, you're back. How's it going?
We have to be able to admit that. We can't just say like maybe what they are. We can't know why we came up.
Sorry, you're kind of very soft. Can try to put you louder. You can say it again, Lumpy.
Lumpy, jump out and jump back in, because you're breaking up.
Yeah, PJ, exactly. Just want to get the truth out there. So If I have to go on more channels, why not? Okay, I don't think he can hear us.
We don't need to defend things that are undefendable, like you had with flat Earth. It's not good to make claims of knowledge when we don't have empirical information to prove the claim or mixed measurement that's different. We didn't identify fallacies really quick. It's helpful. It's one of the ways to teach the valuable skill. Right?
I can't really hear that. Sorry, man. I really try to hear it, but I can't hear it at all. But I did hear empirical somewhere there. Sun and moon are not disks, omnidirectional orbs of plasma within the firmament. Sounds like he's underwater. It does actually sound. Lumpy, are you in the ether? You sound like you're underwater.
It just needs to drop out of Discord and jump back in.
Yeah, maybe. But he sounds like he's scuba diving or something. Ugh,
Can you hear me, Lumpy? No. Carry on, Flat Zone.
Check Sean Hawkins. McToon doesn't understand optics and starts laughing. Yes, Sean Hawkins. If McToon understood optics, he would understand perspective is not orthographic view. Just like you, Sean Hawkins, that is a professional photographer for 30 years and you can't even do an ISO setting on a camera. I mean, really. How?
But it's like three dumplings all arguing that they're smart.
Okay, Lumpy's back. Let's listen. Yes, Adam, ether is water now. It's the waters above. Didn't you know that?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much better.
I'm in my car.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Damn satellites. They just don't want to work with you, do they?
The thing I was trying to say was, making claims of knowledge as a flat earther can be something we don't need to defend, like aether and stuff. We don't need to defend stuff we can't defend. You know, talking about it really is, I don't know. I mean, it's nothing, but I mean, it's non-manifest, so. I mean, it's not even a light in the sky, you know?
Yeah, but that's what I said. If we can't even define it, how do we know what to rebut?
It's a bunch of stuff, whatever the flavor of the conversation's going, I guess. Whenever someone gets cornered, it's like, close that box, open this box, you know, that sort of thing. It's a bunch of globe sort of rhetoric.
Yeah, it's exactly the same as being a glober. It's exactly the same. You have a belief on something, and if it gets shown wrong, you try and change the narrative to keep it.
Yeah, numbers of times and not even catch yourself and realize how exposed you are when you do it. Not you, but no, the people doing this, the people on record making claims on, you know.
Because I know when I first came into like the ether, like I said, I saw it as the waters above the firmament. That's how I saw the ether.
Sure, but well, it was always meant to be a place for the light in space to travel.
Yeah, that's why.
And to justify some other things they wanted to, and attach it to multiple things as well. The originators of the concept, the word came from these folks or whatever, but it isn't anything we can quantify. I mean, to make it claims of knowledge and make it so we're arguing with people about side garbage, and then people getting upset about it, and then we have to respond, and then we're blamed for it too. Yeah. Again, it's so obvious if people would take the time to look at what QE had to say. If you're interested in truth, you should.
100% agree, yeah. Because like I showed, even with when I showed the messages of Derek, they simply want to make claims, and then they don't want to face the music when being shown wrong, because they don't want to be wrong. Their ego is getting the better of them. It's as easy as that. If you're for a truth, you're not going to care about your ego. You're going to say, oh yeah, look here, I'm looking at what's presented. I see I'm wrong. I concede, I apologize, and you move on. It's as simple as that. But they don't want to. They're
Right.
just digging it deeper.
Oh, well, they're doubling down.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing Witsa could reply it because it was his own words. It's not, quantum eraser did nothing but use his words and point out the contradictions. And I'm talking contradiction per minute or a fallacy per minute
Every
count.
30 seconds,
It's
yeah.
bad.
That was like practically every 30 seconds a fallacy.
Yeah, right?
don't-
I mean,
look,
it was
I
really
don't-
bad.
one
The
thing
guy
I-
needs to go.
Yeah, the one thing
If you don't agree, I don't know what to say.
the one thing I didn't agree with
I don't know
though
what to
is
say.
them name calling him.
No, I'm not saying
shits
you.
and stuff.
In our
Yeah.
in the people studying this, we're all learning so we can teach. We don't
Yeah.
need to do that. I mean, unless you're here learning just for interest, I can't imagine. I mean, I suppose, but I figured I'm trying to learn to teach, and I don't need to make claims of knowledge
Exactly.
that can't be defended.
100% agree. And that's why we have to be kind of
Yeah.
coherent with our arguments as well. We can't just keep being pussyfooting around it and keep changing it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't change our argument daily.
It's embarrassing, is what
It
this
is.
one is. It's embarrassing.
100%.
As a, I don't want it associated with me at all. It'd be like being associated with why the last 2 years were such a wonderful thing and the outcome's been great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I don't mean to go there. Well, I don't mean to go there. I'm not going to say any kind of banned things, but I'm serious. It's that bad. You should listen to it, anyone
Yeah.
who hasn't, and learn how to spot fallacies.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a reason why QE and stuff is making these presentations. So people can actually
Yeah,
learn
he
from
spent
it.
3, 6, 7, he put 10 hours into this, man.
Yeah.
You think he's just spouting off? He's the last one in the world just to spout off. He's very precise with his words.
That's why I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said when he said to me, "Okay, it's fair game to show." I said, "Yes, I know. Don't worry." The reason I was saying the things I was and how I was saying it was
Yeah,
to
I
try
know.
and get him
You
to
were luring
say
him.
the things.
And get him to talk.
Yeah.
Let his incoherent mouth pulverize. That's what the only comments I made was, "This is going to be good." Remember, Flatsoid?
Yeah.
And keep digging, Jake. Keep digging. That's all I said. The 2 comments the whole time you were on with him.
Yeah.
I did not want to interrupt him. I didn't want to give him ideas. I didn't want him getting anything out of me. Any kind of like correction of any variety. Let him dig his own hole.
Yeah. But what can we do? I mean, we can only correct the person if they don't want to actually take the correction. What can
Holy
we-
cow, but it's worse than that, Flatsoid, don't you think? I mean, he said this stuff.
Yeah.
What? Incoherent gibberish on and on for hours.
Yeah. But like I said, QE said we have to start doing something about it to get them out, and I 100% agree. If they don't want to,
Yeah, they need to go.
They want to be part of the truther community, and they don't want to show truth. I 100% agree. We have to then get them out. I don't want to be associated.
They would have to turn back time
Yeah, I don't want to
for
be
me to ever
associated.
want them back involved with what we do.
Yeah, I don't want to be
They would
associated.
have to be able to turn back time.
Yeah, I don't want to be
And
associated.
then hide the fact that they're that dumb.
Like I said, I don't want to be associated with them if they want to be shown to be wrong and they just don't want to concede, because then they might as well just be Globers. Then I can just might as well go back to a Glober and be a Glober then if I want to be like that.
Yeah, you're 100% right there, Flatsoid. Perfect analogy. Yep. Might as well talk to Gem Panda.
What can I say? Unfortunately, that's where we're sitting now.
If Gem Panda were to concede on something, I would have a little more respect for the guy or any one of these people, but it's the same thing. But they usually at least have a phenomena they're talking about. It's worse than that. There's nothing there.
Yeah, that's why I say we still don't know what it is.
He's reifying an existence based on a question, which is exactly what the Globe taught us how to think. They're taking advantage of the vulnerability we have because we did believe in the Globe, because that's how we were taught to think, answer questions, right?
Yeah.
Without experiments or demonstration. That's what they're doing. They're taking advantage of people,
Exactly.
not being hypercritical.
Yeah. That's what I said. The people that usually come to their channels is like, I mean, when you also first came to Flat Earth, who was the first channels you usually saw? Was Glowbusters and Jared?
Okay. Yep, Globebusters. It was Skiba. It was early on. God, I can't remember some of the channel names. Like if you were to mention them. God, what was?
The ODD.
There's some channel names I don't remember.
Yeah.
ODD TV. Yeah. There's other ones though. There's other ones that aren't there no more. Dubay, of course. Sergeant. But it was it was the Feast of Nonsense. Yeah. Until I found Oakley and QE, I was kind of stuck in the Feast of Nonsense. I wasn't really clear on what science was yet.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. And when you first get into it, you are in the process of, how can I put it, recycling your thoughts.
Challenging the belief.
Yeah, you're recycling your thoughts. So
challenging belief.
You have to look for something to replace what you were believing. And that's where you get to these guys. And unfortunately, the majority of the people are still fresh to this as their subs, and they don't look into the things themselves. And now because they are pushing the truth away from the subs, it's showing just how dishonest they are. They don't want the people to see the truth. And that's why I say I see them as shills, because they don't want the people to see the truth.
Well, that and all the work that they've done with fake NASA videos could be explained away as it was cheaper to do it fake, or we had this discovery to make still, so we had to do it that way, or it could be explained away. What the arguments that came through the work, John D, QE, the Flat Earth Discord, those folks, the real Flat Earthers that aren't, the people that were suppressed only had Flatzoid, the people, obviously Nathan, but going back 5 years, trying to learn what reality is. You know what I mean? But the Feast of Nonsense was presented on YouTube in the bigger way, or whatever. These people that I mentioned are all like kind of, I don't know. I don't know about Patricia even being a female. That one's suspect. Something wrong with the bone structure on that one. And Cammie, I don't know. I shouldn't maybe say this, but I'm sorry. I'm not even going to say it. Yeah. The teeth are big.
Oh, man.
I mean, sometimes, but not usually. Not that big. There's usually characteristics that you can look for. And then like wrinkled, thick fingers with long fingers. Just hand size.
Yeah, but but really,
just things that are
the thing that really
characteristic of a certain.
The thing that really bothers me with them though is with their new age pushing. With all the astral projection and fornication is okay.
Oh,
and,
dude.
What the hell? How can they say they
that makes me think CIA right away.
Yeah, how can they say
that makes me think the occult Illuminati bloodline family sort of stuff.
Exactly. I mean, as soon as someone says astral projection is okay.
Did you ever hear Bob Nodell say, listen to this, Flatfoot, you have children and so do I. Bob Nodell said that some children were born into, they chose before birth they were going to be abused.
Yep. I actually heard that
regarding
video.
Murder and everything.
Yeah, I heard that video. I mean,
like they chose that already. Yeah, like that sounds like the justification for a person involved, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't say that. I mean, allegedly, it's a concept I have in my mind.
Yeah,
I've never met the man. I have not even tangentially associated with him at this point. Anyway, I want nothing to do with Bob or any of them.
Yeah, that's what I say.
But I'm really glad they did what they did, because it should speed up people getting away from them. But I can't comment anywhere they're at.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't even showed Bob's messages like I did Jaren's, where he was actually threatening me. It's like, what?
Yeah, threatening you.
Just
I was on the show at the time. I wasn't talking a lot, but when QE brought it up, I said, yep.
Yeah, I mean, what the hell? I don't know the guy from a bar or so, but he wants to threaten me because I'm not sticking up for him.
I don't know him at all.
It's like, what?
You were doing right, Flatsoid. You were doing really well.
Yeah. But like I said, I just want the truth out, and I'm 100% with QE now. If we have to get them out, we have to get them out. So I'm behind QE 100% on this.
Maybe people will be here that will listen to QE if you have him on just to talk for 10 minutes about what went on, and maybe play a few clips and maybe motivate people to go look and so he could, because there's people that come to your show that I don't know if they're going to him at all, period.
Yeah.
At all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I'll actually invite QE sometime. Hopefully he'll come and try it. Be quite cool.
Just a 10-minute thing. Say, just go over a couple of clips or do it yourself or something and point out why this is a fallacy and explain how many, the total number, like 191 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
At times, multiple a minute.
and that was without the lies. I think it was something like 35 lies.
And that's without, multiple lies too. Outright lies. Verifiable lies.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's kind of sad. But yeah, I think I'm gonna try and talk to QE, see if I can get him up sometime. Because yeah, I mean, maybe he's people that don't go to QE show, you know.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean, I don't want to cycle people around or whatever, but sometimes maybe if somebody ever actually heard something he had to say, you know, and how he carries information that he would never go to his channel, but that goes to yours, or vice versa, or whatever. I don't know. Both of you guys are trying to figure out reality, and you're honest about it.
Exactly. I mean, even ask QE. Me and QE actually bump our heads sometimes. We don't agree with everything in each other. So when someone comes up, oh, but you're just doing what QE, parroting QE and Nathan. Ask Nathan as well. How much times have me and Nathan had arguments against each other? How much times have me and QE had arguments against each other? Because you don't agree with each other with everything. It's just how it is. So when they come and bring Nathan or QE into an argument, I just tell them, what does that got to do with what we talking about now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to try and get him on, see if it can. It'll be quite an interesting discussion. That's why I said I also want to get Adam Meekin on here. Because Adam's got also a very a different take on view on how he chats about things, which is really cool. I really like Adam Meekin's view on things.
Yep, me too.
Brian's logic, I also like to get him on here sometime. Brian's like me. He's I
really have a liking for Neil because he reminds me of me being a kid, you know, just dealing with liars in a certain kind of way, you know.
Yeah, he reminds me of one of those old mafia guys.
I'm about his age, so.
Yeah, he reminds me of one of those kind of mafia guys. You're talking to me, huh?
Well, we're Americans. We're a little bit rough and tumble. I don't know.
But like I said, I like giving people the benefit of the doubt, but as soon as they cross the line, then I'm sorry. Then I don't. Then it's like I'm a different animal.
Well, it's like having a friend that backstabs you and then gaslights everybody you know about how he didn't. You know, that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
It's obvious too. I mean, if you don't understand, if you were to watch QE stuff and didn't understand the complaint, you probably should get into watch other stuff or do something else with your time. Because I mean, the shape of the earth is probably beyond you. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
Go watch some music or something. Have fun, be happy.
Yeah, I just gotta relax sometimes. But
thanks for the time, Flatside. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did the right thing. You got a really important thing to come out, which was the performance review. Good job, for real.
Yeah, sure.
You did well with that.
I just wish I could have got Jaron on as well, but yeah, that's definitely not going to happen anytime. Even Bob, I invited him and Jaron how much times, even before Whatsit. Nice to them all the time, ignoring them, swearing at me, just saying, just come on and chat, give your side. There's a reason they didn't come on, because they knew.
Yeah, there's a reason. And Bob especially. Bob had nothing to say, but he probably directed the whole thing.
Yeah, he was probably there behind Whatsit the whole time, because you saw Whatsit looking up the whole time. Probably talking to him.
Jaron, up to the left, up to the left,
exactly.
Up to the left. Jaron.
Exactly. Yeah, they probably all talk behind together the whole time so they can try and figure out what to talk about. They have to have a coherent argument in there, even though they all contradict each other all the time.
All the time. Not even 3 sentences or whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes within the same breath. And I'm not being mean.
No, definitely not.
I'm telling the truth.
It's the truth, yeah.
When you say that many fallacies and
it's just
outright lie.
Yeah. But it's the double standards.
And then say you made a 3-hour video responding to it.
Yeah, I actually want to still look at that 3-hour responding video because he actually, after the stream, he actually told me that I think it was part 1 that QB put up with his evaluation. He told me QB was misrepresenting him and cutting and chopping and stuff. And I started watching, and I think it was the first 20 minutes, and I stopped. I went back to Skype and I messaged Whitson and I asked, I don't see any misrepresentations or chops or anything. Can you please give me a timestamp? He hasn't replied to me till this day. Nothing.
He probably blocked you at that point.
He hasn't replied to me.
I'm
blocked in
not
his channel.
seeing anywhere they're at.
I'm blocked in his channel as well. So
Yeah, they got me out of 24/7 and the chat on YouTube, so I can't. Man, it was horrible too. They dogpiled me, and I couldn't finish the sentence. And then you said a bunch of fallacies, and that's what was our little debate on 24/7. I wish I would have recorded that. It was terrible. Yeah, so I'm out of 24/7 behind him, and off even the YouTube chat. Bob did that. Bob came. He was already blocked from being a mod and stuff in the Discord, because I believe about the Netflix, But Helio gave him a wrench, and he blocked me in the YouTube chat too, so I couldn't even do that. They shut off the YouTube chat for 6 months.
Huh.
Yeah, they turned it back on, and then I wasn't there. What I said was, dude, Bob, what normal people go on TV, and then you go on there and you verify globe claims, supposedly, obviously.
Yeah, but that's what.
I mean, what the heck?
But that's just what I'm saying. Look at the level of how they were trying to do their so-called like Jaren's experiment. Look how he was cutting those boards out. I mean, if I knew I was going on television to support the flat Earth with the experiment, so-called experiment, I would get those boards so CNC machined to make sure they're the same, laser cut, they're exactly the 100% the same. I'm not going to sit with a knife and try and cut it out and see if you understand. You're going to make sure everything is 100% so it lines up.
Yeah, but if a gyro's drifting, you won't know you're up or down.
Also, yeah.
A gyro doesn't drift. Flaming drift. Bob is retarded.
But he's got years of experience in interferometry. But they're still ignoring my. I know. They're still ignoring me when I asked them, can you please? Because I remember on that light is what is light. I actually asked them a specific question based on the interferometry, and they're just totally ignoring it. Whatever. They're not even trying to rebut it.
Yeah, that's what they do. They've been doing it a long time. I've been on them. I was glad Neil was pushing for this 6 months ago. I knew it was trash then. Yeah. That's why I'm really down for Neil, man. They were blowing it off. It needed to be addressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, but 2 years ago, QE was he put up a video on his playlist. It has Bob 2 years ago calling him out, telling him to get lost. For real, QE did right.
Yeah.
Then.
But now it's definitely time to. I think the time is, as QE says now,
go.
the time is now is like, no, they're just poison.
It's beyond the pale.
Yeah, they're poison. That's all it is.
It's terrible. It's like, dude, this is bad.
Derek Nelson.
I can't watch it again. It's got so much. There's nothing which it says that isn't a fallacy. Regarding ether and dielectric acceleration.
Yeah, but if you try and watch any of them these days, all you see is just literally fallacies coming out their mouth. It's like if I look at them.
I don't even watch the show.
If I look at them now, I literally don't hear what they're saying. All I see coming out mouth is lie, lie, lie. So that's the word I see coming out of their mouth. So to me, it's like I don't bother watching them anymore.
Yeah, I haven't for a while. I don't like being censored. I'm not going to be like paying attention to people that censor. Unless they're like censoring trolls. Obviously, if it's a critical question that has, a basis, like what is ether? That there's a basis for that question. That's a legitimate question.
Yeah. But I mean, like I get a lot of the globe trolls coming and saying I'm censoring them and stuff. But then I ask them, okay.
No, not that.
So, no, but I'm saying the globe trolls in there. And then I tell them, okay, So tell me, why do I first warn someone and then they carry on and then I ban them? How is that censoring someone?
Well, yeah, but saying things nonsensical. Asking what something is and not getting an answer is not nonsensical. We give answers. They just whistle past the graveyard, the Globers for sure.
Yeah.
But they usually at least have a phenomena.
Yeah, they try at least.
Well, they have, things do fall down, but it's refuted by things going up, obviously, but they don't accept that.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
why,
understand
that's why
it.
they made
If something
buoyancy.
goes up, that means it's not going down.
Yeah, but that's why they made buoyancy.
Naturally.
But they forget that buoyancy comes after the fact of their belief of going down.
Well, yeah, and then to mess it up even more with this dielectric garbage that is unverifiable, except for with parlor chicks, it's really not. We don't need it in trying to figure out reality. We don't need it. It's making claims of like what's going on in the South Pole or what lights are in the sky or any of that. Claims of knowledge. Even asking, is it a plasma? What matter? We can't tell.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say, Jolly Man, you do not need to hate Glowbusters or Jerem. I'm just saying you can be very wary of them, because we're definitely not going to support them anymore. They,
No way.
That's
no, not
100%
They're
true.
dumb, man. I mean, they're numpty clowns.
Yeah, don't hate anybody. That's for sure.
Yeah, don't hate anyone, but just call out for truth. I'm not.
Like I said, if they had to come up now and say, yes, we're sorry, we concede, and we move on, then I'd move on. But till this point, they've been showing
They're not
nothing
gonna.
but dishonesty and embarrassment to us. So to me, I'm sorry.
Well, us in general, we don't need to defend things that are non-manifest.
Yeah.
That's really going to throw and all the thanks Bobs I've read over the years. No, all right, I've had enough of that too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bob. Jeez Louise. I mean, tell me about it.
Thanks, Bob. Yeah. Everybody's thanks, Bob now.
Yeah,
I
right.
know McTooney's busy doing a thanks, Bob marathon thing as well. He's trying to get different languages together to say thanks, Bob. He even asked me to do some
Their job-
translations for him.
You know what I suspect their job is to try to wear us down
Yeah.
with bullshit. Like the McToons and stuff, and that's why everything is just like nonsense. It's almost like it's a psychological attempt to wear us down and just like give,
Yeah, but
That's what I
to
think.
be honest, I have more respect for.
I don't know what they're.
To be honest, I have more respect for like Mattoon and them than I do for Glowbusters, because I at least know where
Yeah.
Mattoon and them stand. You understand? With Glowbusters, you don't know where they stand. They literally just, I don't know. I haven't got.
No, they claim to be flat earthers, but they don't. Their evidences that they'll bring up are tangential often, and they skew what knowledge is for the whole time they've been around.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think I'm going to go to bed now.
All
wanna
right,
say thank you for the
Thanks
chat.
for the time, and I hope I helped somebody.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm going to try and get QE on you, I think. See what he's going to say. Definitely. So yeah, thank you.
All right.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for the chat. I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Michael, for being here. Everybody else in chat, thank you for coming, and all those that are just been watching. Really do appreciate you guys coming. Thank you for coming. You guys are really, really awesome. Johnny Man, they're not deceivers. Incoherent direct acceleration is real, but they never stated it wasn't RED, did they? Don't understand that. They're not deceivers. Incoherent dielectric acceleration is real. Where's it real, Johnny Man? We've been showing why it's not real. If you can show me any evidence that it is, then I might change, but I haven't seen anything that's real for it. You do know that the incoherent dielectric acceleration is just induced. It's electromagnetism. It's an induced effect. You have to literally induce it with man-made phenomena, with man-made technology. It's got nothing to do with in nature. That's the whole reason why I say when they bring up the spider with ballooning and the bumblebee and stuff, they're trying to attribute things that's got nothing to do with it. So yeah, if you want, Jolly Man, it would be great if you can come on sometime and actually present your case for it. I'll be more than happy to give you your chance to talk about it. Just let me know. Globalizers have thrown grenades into friendly iffy trenches only to escape accountability. I don't hate them, I hate the damage they cause to refuse the account. Exactly, 100% agree, Derek Nelson. Trying to get this, yeah, I would love to get what's her name, Kiwi on. Obviously he's got Gilded and Skype, so I'll probably get him on there. So thank you all for coming. Really do appreciate you guys coming in. You guys are all awesome. Please, just if you haven't, just hit that like button and share. Thank you for the chat. Like I said, I don't hate anybody, just have to share your opinions and thoughts on everything. So yeah, anyway, till next time guys, see you Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday will be another normal ordinary stream. It'll be just everybody welcome, so be prepared, the trolls will be trolling again. Lumpy gas in a vacuum. I forgive everyone when it comes down to it. I don't hate. Jolly Man, why many appeals without hearing the performance review? Yeah, Jolly Man is awesome, he's ace. Really do appreciate you, Jolly Man. Got nothing against you, definitely. Like I said, so please do come on and present your case. It will be awesome. You guys are really awesome, and I'm just giving my view on Globusters, and I think that they shouldn't be here. If they can concede and say, yes, I was wrong, I'm sorry, then it's a different story. But until then, I just lost respect for them. So, cheers guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you PJ Krushank again for becoming a Wolfpack Patreon member. Really, really do appreciate your support, and appreciate everybody else's support and new mods and everything. You guys are all awesome. Till Wednesday.